And welcome to the St. Susan Center for our Give Big CHQ Day fundraiser. I'm Justin Gould, the proud board member of St. Susan Center, joined by our director, Sherry Rolland, and Missy Paternity, our fundraising chairperson for the Give Big CHQ campaign. We are so grateful for the 35 donations that have already come in to St. Susan Center before noon today, raising $1,395, which is just incredible, $1,395. And we're not done yet. We have a full day ahead of us as we continue to raise money for our wonderful mission here at St. Susan Center. And as always, Missy, you have outdone yourself like you did last year, uniting our community to give incentive for people to donate. It's a tough world now. The economy is tough for a lot of people. So folks say, giving isn't about you, it's about the other person. So for us to be able to give something back to those who give is huge. So you have a chance to win a number of incredible prizes on our donor dashboard, and it's all tier-based, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about the process today and what's at stake for people to possibly win?
Yeah. So we have 8 donations. The first donation was from Don's Car Wash. So Don's Car Wash gave us 52 car washes that we've been out all around Jamestown, Lakewood, giving away car washes. We have 52 weeks of rigatoni from Lissandro's restaurant.
And they donated last year too.
Yeah, they donated last year. They were a big, I was talking to Patty and she was like, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. It's a no-brainer to give that to St. Susan's, to be able to use that as an incentive to donate. Like, people always like something for their money. A chance. So we just thought it would be good. So next we have Crown Street Roasting. They gave us 50 small coffees. So I was talking to Michaela today at Crown Street, and she, I said, the 50 free coffees. But if you want to upgrade, so if you want to win that, you can get 50 free coffees and upgrade for $1, $2, $3. And it's great. Giving these small businesses the benefit of having someone come into the business week after week and maybe buy an extra thing or bring their friends, tell their friends, say, hey, meet me for a coffee, meet me for a rigatoni, Next we have Grab and Go Pizza, their new location on Thayer and 2nd Street. Gentleman that opened it up, it's a family-run business. He's a correctional officer for Stark County Jail, and his kids are working for him, and his grandkids will be working for him. One of the things that he does is he air fries food instead of cooking it. Yeah. So they do have pizza. One of the things they've given us is a large pizza a week. Yes, 1 week. That's 52 pizzas in a year. Like, you can literally feed your family once a week on that.
It's a nice Friday night.
It is a nice Friday night. Yeah. So, and one of their things is too, I don't want to give too many secrets because we haven't been there yet, but they're like there's no sitting down. It's a grab and go, so it's really cool. The next thing is Honest John's Pizzeria.
He's a staple.
Oh, he is. Only place around that has a buffet besides Sakura Buffet, And it's nice, good food. The atmosphere is great. So he's given 1 turkey sub a week for a year. Lettuce, tomato, onion, mayonnaise. If you want to take something off, if you want to add, you can put another thing on. So that's really good. I'm really happy about that one. Another one that also donated last year was Sauce. Sauce's pizzas are amazing.
It's hard in Jamestown. You love so many pizza places, right? And you almost have to go to at least one every month.
Yeah, and they're all different. Like, we were just talking about that last night at the ball game. Like, explaining to people what we're doing, what we're giving away, and every pizza in Jamestown is different. Every single one. So Sauce is given 1 pizza a month for a year at I think it's either a $25 or a $28 value. So no extras. If you want to add extras, it's always an extra cost. So another one is Hope Smoothies. We just
We're
left
just
there.
at,
We were just
so-
there. We went live. We talked to Kim. Kim's great. She started out with a food truck and she ended up in a brick and mortar. And she's at the Kidder Farms, who also they have a salad bar. And she's at the Kidder Farms salad bar there. They have salad bar. They have meat. So it's like we keep
Reminiscing on
everything-
Ruby Tuesdays, how much we missed that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ruby Tuesday, excuse me, right?
Tuesdays,
There's no S on it, right?
there isn't.
There wa- I mean, it doesn't exist anymore, right?
And
Not
their
locally.
salad bar was great, you know. So it's like that's one thing that people like is a salad bar. You know, there's nothing like a nice, you know, salad bar choices. And Wegmans got rid of their salad bar, you know. So that's another thing. Hope Smoothies, they have the food truck, they have the brick and mortar in Lakewood, and they gave a smoothie a week for a year. There's 16-ounce smoothie. Yeah, the big boy. So, and our we also have Crown. No, we already talked about Crown Street. We talked about the Candle Cottage. So we have pizza, rigatoni. We got subs. We got smoothies. And Barb Silvis at Candle Cottage has given us 2 mason jar candles a month for a year. I mean, hey, what a present.
Yeah, that'd be a great birthday gift, or even just coworker celebration. Like, what do you get your coworkers?
Yeah, what do you get
You
your
know, imagine winning this and having something for free. So folks, with so many great prizes, Missy, it's. I don't want to say overwhelming because it kind of is. It's the truth. It's the truth. We did this last year. Really, I think a game changer for this fundraiser for Give Big CHQ, which we're so grateful for the folks who put this on. So folks, visit either our website, stsusancenter.org/givebig. You can click on the banner on our homepage if you'd like. There's a link in this video, or head on over to givebigchq.org. Check us out. Check out some of the other fundraisers that are happening.
I think 127, 125 different nonprofits, and that's one of the things that I keep trying to say everywhere we go, is that if it wasn't for the local businesses like Sauce and Lysandro's and Honest John's, some of these nonprofits wouldn't have the basket raffles and the I mean, they support us in a way that we can't give really back to them. So this is another way that we say thank you. Thank you to all of them,
And it's important to drive that for our economy and for our folks, because we really do hope, obviously, today you make a donation into one of the tiers, right? $25, $50, $75, $100. Get you various entry into these raffles.
Yeah, and we
where
kind of
you
made
can
it
win.
special for the $100 donation. Like, instead of it being one for your $25, we made it 5. So you get 5. You literally, if you donate $100, you actually can win 5 of the 7 prizes, because that's. I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen. I
Right.
mean, not that we don't want anyone to win,
Right.
but
We want it to
we
be
want a little
fair.
variety. Like last year, I think a couple board members won. It was like, but no.
Hey, we donate too, right?
Everybody donates. It doesn't matter where this isn't like I'm going to donate because of this or that. We want to really help St. Susan's. And, one of the things that you guys want to talk about next is the capital campaign.
And I think the people of Jamestown, right? When you look at what St. Susan's mission is, I still pinch myself that I was invited to join the board, right? It's like, why do you want some media dude to be on your board? Well, I know why, obviously. However, St. Susan's is a critical service for our community, because when you boil down all the basic human rights, having a meal is in the top 5, right? Is to be able to feed people. And that's what this fundraising, not just today, Give Big CHQ is one day. We're really grateful for it, invested in it, but every day. And it doesn't have to just be money either.
No.
We're going to talk about the capital campaign here in a moment, but time is huge. That is the most valuable commodity I think we have in our life. And people give their time selflessly, day in and day out, to come here and volunteer.
Absolutely. We have 75 volunteers that volunteer on a routine basis, and around 95 to 100 volunteers that give their time every month. And that includes our board of directors that are right now 12 directors. That includes the 75 folks that come in every single day and just give of their time. And we usually have around 9 volunteers every single day that are coming in and volunteering their time. And, you know, volunteering your time not only helps you with a purpose, but it also helps our each and every guest that walks through this door, because folks, giving your time and giving that guest that walks through our door that smile, that eye to eye contact, it's more than the words can say. It's more than food. Food is very important, but
That's the reason we're here.
yes,
However,
it's the relationship. And sometimes having that relationship, that brings us out of our troubles. Having that, having and knowing somebody's there to support you is more than I can say. And yes, we feed the hungry. We offer that moment of fellowship. We offer that moment of knowing that that person's safe to have a meal, to sit down and just relax for a half an hour, 45 minutes, or an hour.
so that is one of my favorite aspects of St. Susan Center. You know, we picked this studio set, so to speak. Last year we were in our office in the back because we were, trying to be respectful of our guests. But this year we said, we want to take our audience, because there's a lot of people who haven't been to St. Susan's, right?
That's correct.
And we've been in this location for a decade or more, right?
Almost 20 years.
Yeah, 2 decades here. And our time has come that we're going to look to move on. But one thing that's not going to change is the people that we serve. They're always going to be here, and they're always going to need a meal. And I love the environment, Sherry, that you, your staff, Jessica, our volunteers provide, because it is welcoming to people. Just behind us now is a family
Yes.
having lunch.
Yes.
And we don't know their story. We don't know why they're here. That doesn't actually matter.
No, it doesn't.
Anybody can come here.
No, it really doesn't matter who comes in the door, who walks through the door. And even somebody that life is going well for them right now, and you came in, that would be awesome. We have,
And I think encouraged too, because if you come in and have lunch, you can make a donation if you want, or eat for free. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. But you get a better understanding and an appreciation for our community, because it literally is just the basic place of having a safe spot to come
it really is.
and recharge, refuel,
Yes.
and then move on with your day in whatever that might be.
That is correct. We're giving them the space to take a few minutes to think, to maybe reflect. And maybe there won't be a change today. Maybe there won't be a change tomorrow. But maybe that person will remember later on down the road, you know what? Thank God that St. Susan's was here to help me get through that rough time. I have heard so many awesome stories. I've heard stories of a young man that came with his family when he was just 14 years old. And they had come up from down south, and they were hoping for better results than what they had when they were living down south. and they came up, and at first it was difficult and it was hard, but they were trying to make it through. And, you know, it wasn't immediate. This young man, now in his 30s, he's working. He has an amazing job. He works in retail, and he's a manager of a major retail chain.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And so it took some time. And we have to give people the grace for time and the grace for improvement.
Sometimes you just need the opportunity.
Yeah, opportunity,
And the
yes.
and the right blessing
Yes.
to be able to say it's okay to make a mistake. And I think that's behind the scenes. I've learned this as a board member. One of the things that I commend you for doing is, in addition to our staff, and to our guests who are here, our staff many times are trying to better themselves too,
Yeah, oh my-
right?
oh my
And
goodness,
it's
yes.
a minimum wage job, right? You're working in a kitchen. It's hot. We're gonna try to fix that, but it's hot because our air doesn't work, and we're making it through, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you've had so many success stories
Yes.
because of your leadership, Sherry. So I just want to thank you. Thank you. And many of them are untold
Yes.
because they happen behind the scenes,
Yes.
right? And you don't need the credit. You don't need the credit
No, not one bit.
because you are an angel. You seriously are. I'm so serious, and I don't mean to make you cry.
I
but
agree. I agree 100%.
Because you keep this place running. I invite people. You're watching our cast now, but seriously, come down here. Not today, if you don't have time, it's fine. Come down here. 11 to 2:45,
Yes.
Monday through Friday. We have hours on Saturday as well.
Yes.
Don't even come and volunteer. Just come down here and check it out. It's that easy. Have lunch. Have lunch.
Eat. It's delicious.
Delicious food.
I come all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, not all the time, but
Yeah.
during this
Jessica
time during
is-
this time of the year, I really come down here and I eat. And I mean, I literally don't think I've ever had a bad meal.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, it's
Ever.
because Jessica's a superstar. She's our executive chef.
She is.
She deserves that title, and maybe she'll have a Michelin star one day. It's very possible.
Oh, it's very possible. That young lady is our star. She cooks these meals with love, and she'll tell you that what she wants to give back to this community is a good meal, and I always joke with her. Her love language is her food. It truly is, and you see it, you feel it. She's just amazing. I can't say enough. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of every single member of my staff. I'm so proud of the folks that come in and gain work experience with St. Susan's. I'm so excited for these folks. We have a young man that is so near and dear to my heart. He just recently became fully, gainfully employed, and he knows who he is because I'm so proud of him. So proud of him.
Me too.
And it makes
Success story.
me so emotional.
Yeah,
I was sad to lose him, but folks, that's what St. Susan's is all about. We are here for that moment in time to help move people forward. And yes, we're cooking, we're making the food, and it's food with love, and it's donations that you all have given to St. Susan's. St. Susan's is about 75% of our revenue that keeps this building or this
It's a
organization.
living body, really.
Yes, it really is. Moving and running is from you all. And then we have so many of the foundations, the local foundations, like the Chautauqua Regional Foundation, that sponsors this Give Big CHQ every year. they're so supportive of organizations like St. Susan's, and with all these nonprofits, these 123 or 125 organizations, we are all working together to lift these folks up. And if you go to givebigchq.org, you can find St. Susan's, you can find UCAN, you can find any organization that you wish to support, not just St. Susan's, but any one of them. I encourage that. This is a day that we can get everybody out there to showcase our organizations. We just happen to have so many of our local businesses that support us and that we wanted to showcase. With this Give Big CHQ, we had our chairperson for Give Big CHQ, which was Missy Paternini, go out to all the organizations and businesses and ask for donations to make this a memorable push for Give Big CHQ. And we love to showcase these businesses because they're such great supporters.
They really are, and that, I think, is what makes our community. There's so many reasons why Chautauqua County, Western New York is so successful, but it's our community, and it's this giving spirit. And even in the last, we were at 1,300. Now we're up to 1,500 in the last 20 minutes here. Yeah. So thank you for those who are donating as you listen along to us, our various tiers. And you can choose your own amount as well. If you can't meet the minimum 25, that's perfectly fine, because every penny helps and counts and helps push us forward in our goals, which are very simple: to literally fill the bowl with love. Right?
Absolutely.
We feed people, we give them a space that is safe, and we hope to uplift them and connect with them through conversations we've been talking about.
I would like to talk a few minutes about all of the gifts that have been afforded to St. Susan's over the almost 41 years now of our organization. In the beginning, if you haven't heard our story, there was a group of clergy that would get together every week, every Saturday morning, and have breakfast. And they talked about 40 years ago, you know what? Jamestown needs a soup kitchen, somewhere where folks can grab a meal when they're in need. And long story short, one of the clergy, Father Raphael, happened to be on duty when a young lady who was in a very serious car accident in 1983, and her name was Susan Turabine. And her and her family came down from upstate New York, and they came down and were in the hospital, and Father Raphael was working with this family in WCA, Women's and Children's Hospital, at the same time. We're helping this family get through this terrible time. Well, unfortunately, Susan passed, and the family, the Turabine family, were so moved by our community that they asked, how can we help this community? How can we keep Susan's name alive and her legacy alive? And Father Raphael said, you know what? We need a soup kitchen. So they provided the seed money for our soup kitchen. That was our first gift at St. Susan's. Our second gift was when Mr. Lind of Lind Enterprises, he bought the building at the Gateway Center. And he asked St. Susan's, hey, why don't you come over here? Why don't you be a part of my dream? My dream, which was Mr. Lynn's dream, was to have a one-stop shop. That was having the community helping hands, having the soup kitchen, and having folks being helped with their mental health. And so we came in 2004. We did a lovely job. I mean, the board and the folks back then, they did a lovely job here at where our current location is. And it's been beautiful and it's awesome. But just this last year in October, Jamestown Business College happened. And what do I mean by happened? The Conklins, who have been a huge fabric of our community, a huge staple, brought UCAN and St. Susan's together and said, I would love to give you all this building, Jamestown Business College. And so they've donated Jamestown Business College to UCAN and St. Susan's. And there's a lot of moving parts with that.
Still happening right now. Very fluid.
Very fluid.
But
And so every dollar that is collected today will help in the capital campaign to renovate Jamestown Business College.
yes, and I think when we talk about our mission, a lot of people say, why move, right? And for us as a board, it's time, right? Where we are able to expand, and not necessarily in footprint, right? Like people can come in here and measure. We're very transparent about that. But I think expand in our abilities. And there's so many different aspects that St. Susan's that we want to expand to get into, right?
Yep.
It's not just, and we can talk about this as we continue throughout the day, and I really am pushing Sherry as a board member to continue her efforts to just go beyond feeding people.
Yes.
At JBC, our first effort will be obviously turning it into that brick building side of it that you're seeing now on screen, and then UCAN will have the historic mansion side of it that you see there. Turning it into a kitchen and making it functional. It's classrooms right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Every penny helps make that possible. But beyond that, we will create a learning kitchen.
Absolutely.
And our star, Jessica Velasco, will lead the next generation of chefs
Absolutely.
and restaurateurs and families who maybe don't know. How do you take a bulk chicken and turn it into a meal for a week?
Absolutely.
I couldn't, honestly, Sherry, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to not have to cook. I hate it.
too.
Yeah, I know, which is ironic. It's so ironic. But that's not our role here,
No,
right?
no,
That's not our
no.
role here. So, and it's all about that next generation. And a lot of people here at St. Susan's Center who come through our doors, they come with families, they come with kids. And we were talking a little bit earlier, you heard, I assume that was your sibling who was crying
That's
there.
my nephew.
Your nephew? Okay, who was crying behind us. And we like to hear that. We like
Yes.
to have families
Yep.
in here. So
Yep.
this young man stopped me before we went on and wanted to join our cast today. So can I get your name?
Scott,
Welcome, Scott. How old are you?
11.
11. And you go to school in Jamestown?
I'm actually homeschooled for medical reasons.
Well, thank you for coming in today. Is this your first time at St. Susan's, or have you been here before?
I've been going here like nonstop for like a year.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because like they're doing a great thing by serving free food to the homeless. And their food is actually like really good.
So our executive chef, that's her official title. Her name's Jessica Velasco. And she should be world renowned.
She should.
She should be. because it's delicious, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is your favorite food that you've had so far that Jessica and her staff have prepared? Do you remember?
Probably the regular just pasta. That the pasta is pretty good.
And it's pretty filling too, which is delicious.
Yeah. You don't need much when you have that pasta.
No, it fills you up, which is wonderful. So St. Susan's is a huge part of our community, and today we're raising money to just continue what we do every day, right? Because we gotta pay for the lights, and I don't know if you've heard the news, but we're actually trying to move to a new location.
Yeah, I've heard
Have
it.
you heard about that?
Yeah, I actually live closer to the new location that you're moving to.
Oh, really? So it would be more convenient.
Yeah.
And I think it would be more centralized.
It will.
Not that we're not in a centralized location, but
Correct. And about half of our guests come from the south side and about half come from the north side. So we'll be more centralized,
which
exactly.
is absolutely wonderful. And you know, the accessibility and I think the facilities and, you know, there's many reasons which our incredible building committee, led by our president, Chuck Holder, is always happy to talk to folks about. But today for you, Scott, I guess, you know, with the knowledge that you know of St. Susan's, it sounds like it's pretty important to you and to your family. What's your message to people who maybe have never heard about St. Susan's? You know, is it important for them to learn more and come in?
Yeah, they definitely should come, especially if they're poor and have medical reasons, just like me and my family do. I definitely think it's a great place to come here.
And you feel safe and enjoy coming here?
Yeah.
What do you think makes the environment so welcoming?
Well, everyone is welcome here. It's great food, and the company is incredible.
The company is incredible. What do you mean by that?
The staff and the workers are nice, and you know, they just try to serve here every day and give you what they best can.
I think of it as, you know, a lot of people, and it's expensive, but a lot of people maybe have gone to a restaurant once or twice in their life. I think this might be one of the best restaurants in the world that is free for people to come and to not just eat, but to socialize too, right? Because you sat down, and was that your dad that you're with, or
Yeah, that's my dad and my nephew.
you sat down and you, I assume, talked to him when you were eating?
Yeah.
And in the rest of the world, do you chat often with them, or did that help further your connections?
I chat with anybody I possibly can. I mean, I'm just a talker.
Yeah, which is great. I love talkers. I'm a talker too. So, what would be your message to people who are watching today? Right now, we've raised $1,545 so far, and we're trying to. It's now up to $1,555 in just the moment we were talking. What's your message to people who are watching today to maybe help us try to raise more money to keep St. Susan's going?
Well, if you do donate, it's a great thing because you're not only giving this place more food and more equipment to last to give the homeless food, but you're also paying for maybe any repairs that this place needs so it can keep going.
You hit the nail on the head. I think that's one of the things where we get a lot of donations. Places like Wegmans and Tops, right?
Tops and Walmart.
Walmart.
Yep.
will donate food to us. Farmers have donated food to us. We've gotten pigs before, right?
Yep, we've gotten beef and pork from farmers in the area, and we can only accept our farmers' beef and pig if they're been processed by a reputable or a licensed processor. But and they've done that for us. They
But
really have.
the monetary is huge because we do have to, like you mentioned, Scott, pay for things like the electricity, right?
Yep.
And the upkeep. And especially with our move now, we're looking to expand to a new location. You know, that it costs money to do construction. And we've been so blessed with the people who have helped us so far.
Yes.
So it's incredible.
We have Chris Cook out of Casadega. He's the architect. We've had Kelly Johnson, who is an attorney in Lakewood of Johnson and Robinson and Johnson in Lakewood. We've had so many others that I'm not thinking right now straight.
Kind of put you on the spot.
But and we plan on formally thanking all the folks that have been helping us, and of course a big, huge thankful, heartfelt thanks to the Conklin family, and to all of you. I mean, all of the folks that have given today. It's amazing. I cannot tell you. My secretary always says, "Don't put God in a box," and I'm not going to do that today. Not going to do it.
In our community, I think they're outside of the box with so many things, and we'll have a lot more in the coming months in regards to our capital campaign as we continue to cut through the red tape. Scott, I just wanted to say thank you very much for today, and please reach out to us because we'd love to connect with you more in the future. So thank you so much for coming and for sharing some thoughts about St. Susan's. So thank you very much. So Sherry, last point, a kid like Scott.
Yeah.
Isn't that what
Amazing.
this is about?
Amazing kid. Amazing. Yes, that's exactly what it's all about. And I look forward to seeing this young man 10 years from now telling me about all of his success stories.
Yeah.
That's what I look forward to. That's why we're here. If you listened to that young man just a few minutes ago, you have to be very impressed. That he just got up here and Justin, he's so much better than I am. Justin and Missy pulled me by the nose on here.
You're doing great. We're throwing questions left and right.
You're an
Yeah,
added bonus.
yeah.
But hey, listen, while you guys were talking, I got a message from Bonnie back in the office, and Crosby's has given us a pizza or a sub a month for a year. So 12 pizzas or subs a month for a year.
So, folks,
I guess we haven't talked about this. Are we adding this to
Yeah,
our
we
total?
Yeah, we add this to
Yeah.
our thing. So now
Okay.
we're at 8 full prizes, 8.
Wow, this is wonderful.
I mean, it can't get any better. How does it get any better than this?
No, it doesn't. And that's the beautiful thing about our community. So thank you to Crosby's for getting in on the love today
We sent a
here at
message
St.
at
Susan's.
10:50. We sent them a letter.
Yeah.
You know, because they're a corporate, through their corporate office, and they got back to us. I mean, just in the nick of time, really. You know, we can add it to the ball game, and one of the things that they asked is that their person becomes a part of their reward program.
Yeah.
And actually, Crosby's has a great reward program because if you're in it, you get 5 cents off every gallon of gas.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
So if you go to the one in Lakewood and you drive by and you see that gas is $3.34, that's for your rewards program.
And I think there's a Crosby's gas station in Hartfield, too, I believe.
Tons of
All over the
Crosby's,
place. Yeah.
all over the place. And they actually just coming up like soon, don't mean to like blow it out of the water, but they're having a grand opening because they have either purchased or now we're going to be running the one in Asheville right before you turn to go to Asheville.
So
Yeah.
A lot of success,
Yeah,
which is
I mean,
wonderful.
it's
So,
wonderful.
Missy, thank you for,
welcome.
making this happen. I got to thank both of you because everybody together, right, makes this happen. All the
team
people
effort.
behind the scenes, Bonnie,
Yep.
Kyle, our secretary, who's holding down the fort while we sit out here and chit chat throughout the day today. So I think that the big thing with Give Big CHQ is, like you mentioned, yes, this is a fundraiser. We want people to donate money. But if you don't have any money, it's fine. Share our video. Share our message. Follow us. And seriously, come down here and take a look. Even if you say you don't need our services, right?
Right.
Like, I think it's blessed to say, I'll speak for I'm blessed to have a good job, right? And I can go home and we go grocery shopping and meal planning, but there are some individuals in this community who can't do that. They maybe don't know how.
And Justin, if you are coming down to visit us and you sit down and have a meal with one of our guests and you have that time to chat with that person, that will go so far. If there is times where you are, I cannot volunteer my time. I can't stand for more than a few minutes. We have folks that are so in need of just having you sit down and having that cup of coffee with them, that camaraderie, that fellowship. And fellowship, folks, we know is just a fancy word to say relationship. And that is what it's all about.
And I think, St. Susan's, as you mentioned in the history, very much started with a group of clergy. But we accept anybody, right? No matter your religion,
No matter what.
whether you don't believe in religion, it's 100% fine. And it's not pushed here. I think that's something that a lot of people maybe don't understand when they see the word St. Susan. It isn't. It's welcomed. Does it feel like a church when you walk in? No, it's a restaurant. I mean, it really, I feel like it's
cafeteria.
Yeah,
I think of cafeteria-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
get
like
the
to
lunch.
brand it as a restaurant, but I'm a brander, so.
Right. So I've been involved. I mean, I've been involved with St. Susan since I was a little girl. When it was at Walgreens, St.
Walgreens.
Walgreens, they call
Kathy
it.
Castro turned that on to me. I'm like, what is she talking about?
St. Walgreens. I get it now. They tore the school down. And, when I look at Walgreens, I never can imagine that school being there. I literally think, I went to catechism there. We went to bingo there. I remember going into catechism and the gym smelling like cigarettes and bingo chips just everywhere. That was before the magnetic thing. So they would be all over the floor, and we would make it we'd slide across the floor and our pants would get all dirty, but we had bingo chips. And you never really knew. It was kind of like, it's a hidden gem, right?
You mentioned it, but for those who maybe, I'm 27, I don't remember that school and that church. But St. Susan's, when it first started, it was in the basement level. So
the church.
people didn't necessarily, unless you knew about it, right? You didn't necessarily know about it.
Because back then, it was shameful to be in need like that. And it's not even you see people coming in here and they might not be poor or homeless. They may just be hungry and maybe don't have enough money to go get that last meal that they need at the store, or maybe they just come for the fun. You talk about the clergy. I can just picture a bunch of these guys that go out for breakfast now.
For the social
club,
aspect
they go
of it,
for
yeah.
the social aspect. They go to Lysandro's or they go to the Allen Park Men's Club, and you could see that camaraderie here. They might be talking about a lot of different things, but, it is something. And I do know, I want to thank Sherry too, because Sherry has taught me how to really fundraise. It's not about going and getting the donations. It's about the process. We've been talking a lot about process today, because not everybody does know the process of how to really truly fundraise and what it is all about. And Sherry, you do a wonderful job, because if you can run a $400,000 company on donations and volunteering and grants, I'm impressed.
And Sherry legit runs people. I don't think you realize this. I'm not trying to pick on you.
Can keep up with her.
Like the Road Runner,
Yeah.
but maybe more floating on a cloud
Yeah,
with pink.
feathers.
Yeah, because this place sometimes can get a little crazy. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
We have a lot of volunteers, so there's new people who need guidance, right? That's the thing. If you volunteer here, we're not just throwing you in and saying, good luck, see you in a couple hours. No, you're right there to show them what they need. People help each other. And I've seen you, this is the longest I think you've sat, because I'm making you sit.
I'm kind of wiggling my feet, folks.
Because it's We'll be meeting and she'll go up and deal with something that we didn't even know was going on, and then she'll be back.
Right.
And that's what's
then
beautiful
she
about
can-
it.
And then it's not only about getting it done, it's about the camaraderie and the fuel behind the fire. You know, to keep something running like a fine oiled machine, which is Sherry, you have to. You have to know how to delegate, you have to know how to supervise, and have to know how to be a caring, loving woman or person. Because you are. You know, you make you
are Saint Susan.
You are a saint. You are, I say that a lot of people are put in your life for a reason, and I'm not sure what the reason is yet, Sherry being in my life, but I appreciate you all the time.
Your second mom.
Tell me to stir my coffee down the street. All right.
You all missed, if y'all missed us at Crown Street, Missy and I were Missy was having her chai latte, and I was having my strawberry matcha. Thank you, Mila, for turning me on to that, Mila. But we had to stir our coffee to stir in our ingredients, and I was giving her the mom.
Make sure she sat it down and said, make sure you stir that. Okay, Mom.
That's what it's about.
I'm all
Looking
right
out
with
for
it.
each other,
Right,
even to make sure your
exactly.
matcha and your chai are just fine. Yeah, your matcha's
your
mixed.
Mix your matcha.
We should make a TikTok about
Yes,
that later.
exactly.
What do you say? So it's stsusancenter.org/givebig or givebigchq.org. There's a link in this video, or it's right here too. And then hashtag #GiveBigCHQ. Be sure to share our stuff throughout the afternoon, as we're not done. This is our day of telethon. We've been out on remote locations in the broadcast biz on our Facebook page. So be sure to check that out at St. Susan Center. If you're not on Facebook, you can check us out on our website, as this video is, well, here right now. This is on the website and on Facebook for those of you who are watching on there. Please continue to donate, take advantage. I guess a programming note, too, that we didn't mention earlier, but we're going to draw tomorrow.
To
And
make sure that you can donate all the way up to midnight. 11:59, midnight, you're shut off.
11:59 milliseconds in the broadcast business.
You have to donate.
So get it in, please, before then. And even if it's beyond that, as we've been talking about, St. Susan's is a good cause if you're looking to donate all the time. And I don't just say that because I'm a board member, but as a community member. I think it's so important, and stories and conversations and betterment are the takeaways for this wonderful organization that and I know Missy and Sherry, I think I can speak for both of you, are blessed to be a part of. And that's the thing, when you touch on the history of it, and that's, as a younger person, like learning, there's been so many directors and so many board members that really keeps this organization going. When you're talking about community organizations, that's what this is.
Yes.
It is the community. No one person can do it.
Absolutely. And I am only able to do a well-oiled machine because of those before me, honestly. They had it all put together. They had basically the template for me to follow, and that's what I'm doing. I'm following their template.
You're doing one heck of a job. So thank you. Thank you very much. And I think we're going to talk to Jessica, our executive chef, too, in a little bit when she's not as busy in the kitchen. Maybe Sherry's going to go get her right now, which is fine. We can keep this going. I'm good with that.
All right with it.
Good to keep moving.
I did get the young kids' phone number.
Thank you for
Dad's
that.
phone number because, as we all know,
I want to network.
Justin is the guy behind the CCS TV and
mentoring
wonderful.
kids,
I
and
mean,
that's
it is all about the kids. If we don't help the next generation become who we are, what do we have?
better than we are.
Right.
And that's, I don't want to, this is the day for St. Susan. I don't want to derail too much.
No,
And I don't actually speak a lot about it
Yeah.
Because the kids are the ones who run the show,
Right.
realistically.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just facilitate.
You just are the
That's
guy
all.
behind the
Yeah,
computer,
which is
right?
very great. But these kids are better than I am at 11. And talking to Scott here, he, before broadcast, before we got on, he has a YouTube channel, and
Yeah.
he's got like 6 followers. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I didn't have 6 followers at your age.
When you
know?
were that age,
Yeah.
'cause you were this
I was
kid.
this kid.
You
And
were in
it's
your
so
room.
beautiful
Oh my
because
gosh.
it's like you'll blink and there you'll be.
There you are,
Right?
Justin, 28 almost.
Saturday.
And Saturday. Happy
old,
birthday.
son of a
Happy
gun.
birthday to
Thanks.
you. You're welcome.
But no, it's so beautiful, and that's what I love about our community is, everybody rallies for the same thing, and Give Big CHQ, as we were talking about it with, the website. Like, yes, we have St. Susan's Center. We're up to 1,655, which is really great with 40 donors. Absolutely beautiful. But there are so many different groups and organizations that you can get behind here.
Like if you look at the count,
Yeah, the
there was,
total.
the total raised is $173,000. To think that the community has come together for all the literally.
That's
if
like
you
half. If everyone donated $1, think about Chaco County, and I might not get this right.
122,000 ish. Yeah.
Right. Like that's like
That's like
over
$1 a person in the community.
a little more.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like earlier, we talked about if we could get 1,000 people to donate $25, we would raise $25,000. And
feasible.
it is feasible. It's only 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
1:30. We have 11 more hours, and we're at 40 donations. So we got a lot of donations to go, but I really I love this whole the community foundation doing this. When I first heard about Give Big CHQ, it was several years ago, and it's a very I kind of call it low key. Not
Yeah.
a lot of people know about it, but I believe that the last several years they've really gotten people involved because it is a telethon.
It is.
It's
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon telethon. You're up at 5. You're making your first donation. You got to get to the stretch pool, and then you're running till midnight and sending. I mean, I think I was sending people messages that I had sent last year in my Facebook.
Hey, I haven't talked to you for a year, but
would you please donate to St. Susan's because we got mad donations.
and there's mad prizes for you at all various levels. GiveBigCHQ.org. You can search us on there, or if you want to go direct, it's stsusancenter.org/givebig, and it'll take you right to our page where you can donate at the various tiers: $25, $50, $75, $100. Just added the Crosby donation into the many different options of food, which is just so beautiful, because when you talk about St. Susan's Center, it's all about the food and the fellowship. Joining us now, Jessica Velasco,
Yes.
our executive chef. Have you got your Michelin star yet? Not yet.
Not yet.
I'll call Gordon Ramsay. We'll make something happen.
Okay.
We got it, because you literally should be an award-winning chef, Jessica, with the various things that you put together. We had a fundraiser. You were here for it previously. You were involved in it, where we had the previous So You Think You Can Cook, right? Where it's like the show Chopped, where people bring all sorts of ingredients together. That's every day here, isn't it?
Every single day we get every type of food, and I gotta decide whether if I can use it today, if I can use it tomorrow, or it's too late to use it. So we gotta create any dishes with it. It doesn't matter if it is meat, vegetables, or we can put it together, bring different idea.
And it's not, you think of soup kitchen, right? Hollywood style. You think of dark, cold corner where people are being served some sort of mashed potato slop looking thing. That's not here.
No. Well, when I try to cook, I'm thinking about not only these people need a meal, I'm just thinking if I'm gonna be sitting and eat something, I would like to enjoy it. And I cook something that they feel like comfortable food. And at the same time, they feel happy, joy.
And that's the environment that I think we foster. We were talking with Sherry earlier, and we had a young man named Scott who came in. He's homeschooled in middle school, and he's eating here today with his dad. and his nephew. And those are the experiences that I'm so proud to be my 1% part of this huge family and organization, right? Because of the work that you, Sherry, your staff, your volunteers, the community does every day to make it possible. Because we give opportunities for people, whether it's as simple as an opportunity for a good meal or a conversation, which is like the most basic food and talking to each other are like the most basic human things.
It's like sometimes people get on the line and they want to see Cherry or they want to see me, and they just come and say, hey, it is my husband's birthday or it is my son's birthday. Will you please help me with that? So we try to be part of it and trying to get involved with all of the guests.
It's the little things, right, that really add the cherry on top. Why is it so important to you?
It is important because I feel if I want to do something, it got to come from my heart and it got to come like I want to do something good. I don't want to give my half away. I want to give my 200%. It make me feel better, and at the same time, I feel like they deserve it. You never know when was the last time they had a meal. You never know when was the last time somebody treated them nicely. And I feel like, why not? Yeah.
Any day could be a life-changing day for somebody. Have you seen that here?
I do, and right now I got one of the guesses that one day he was making some type of comment, and he come and say now, I do apologize if I make any comments that make you guys feel tip over. And I say, we don't take it personal. We know we are working with the public, and sometimes you're not going to be in your 100% or you're not going to be in your best moment. So we don't take it personal, but we try to make them smile.
People are allowed to have bad days. It's part of life. You're going to have that. But I think as good humans, if we can bring a little kindness to the world with something as simple as a smile, it's so huge for so many. So, Jessica, thank you for what you do. You and Sherry and all your volunteers and the staff and Bonnie and everybody who's involved, because it really does take a village to make this happen. And we're not done yet. There's so much more that we're continuing to do. And will be, I think, for decades. It'd be great to close St. Susan's and to say, hey, we don't need a soup kitchen anymore.
Yes, I tell my people every single day, whatever happens to you, leave it at your house. Come here, make a smile, and try your best. Like, let's work together. Let's work as a team, and we make it easy for everyone, even for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And to continue that, and it's something where we're always going to need a resource like this. And to have such a legacy in Jamestown is so important to protect and to keep going, right? And I'm excited. We're hinting at the Capitol campaign, where we're talking to Sherry, and there's a lot more to come as we, make our way through the red tape and continuing to forward it. I'm not gonna say anything bad. I won't upset Chuck, but I'm gonna be real about it. Like, it takes a long time to get to where we need to be. But one of the things that I'm most looking forward to, and it's not even in like the first phase, we're talking about it like that learning kitchen, because I'm blessed to have a wonderful family who can make food for me. If I had to live on my own, Jessica, I'd starve. And there's a lot of people
Me too.
that are like that out there. So for you, that education component, I imagine that's something you're looking forward to.
Yes. I would like other people to learn. It doesn't matter if it's something simple or if it's something more bigger, but I would like to the people to understand sometimes you feel like that's not for you, I'm not into it, but once you start doing it and you start feeling, you feel the love. You feel the love like making food or helping others, you're gonna feel it.
It really is the ultimate gift, because you really do feel love through food, right? and the conversation that I think you have, for people to be able to sit down and have lunch in this busy world or dinner together. Imagine a family they're always eating McDonald's, right? Not only are you going to be morbidly obese, I'm sorry, it's going to happen, right? Right? You got to eat healthy, and it's hard because it's hard to eat healthy, but to be able to come together and set yourself up right for the next day, and at the same time sit down and talk with your kids and your parents and get to know each other even better than you did before is huge.
Absolutely huge. Yeah. Again, back to relationship. Back to relationship. And I think we got to hear some amazing things yesterday, and
At a Hope and Healing Conference that you, Bonnie, the secretary, and Jessica attended.
and at the Hope and Healing Conference, one of the keynote speakers talked about time as being the most important gift you could give someone. And honestly, I think that few moments that you're here at St. Susan's is a gift. And Jessica gives that gift every single day.
And I do like to appreciate everybody who's been donated, and any store who donate the products to us, all these donations. Without these people, we've been gone. And I feel like it's about time. It is about $1 make a difference, and the love that you can have for others.
I think we have, and this is before all of our time, but the slogan, right? You know, filling each bowl with love is literally perfect for what we offer here at St. Susan's, and the hard work that both of you, power women, contribute every day. So thank you. You really both are incredible. There's not enough words to describe the work that you do. So thank you. So this has been an hour. Speaking of time, I think, and to respect both of your times, because I know you're both busy. I'm surprised I've gotten Sherry to sit here this long. Isn't that crazy? We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
She's the road runner of St. Susan's.
She's been going everywhere, and I just keep telling Bonnie, is she here?
Yeah.
And, well, she is, but she's not.
We
so.
should put an air tag on her.
Yeah.
Then we know. Where's Sherry? And you need one. Do you have one for your keys yet? Because I know that.
Yeah, it's the glass.
I think I'm going to go on Amazon after this, and we'll make that happen. So stsusancenter.org/give big. It takes you right to our donation page. And just so far in the last hour here, we've brought in a couple $100, which is really great. We're up to $1,700 raised from 41 amazing donors. And remember, we have a tiered system where you can donate and qualify for some of these great prizes from the many wonderful local businesses who have contributed to us. And one shout out for the entire day of Give Big CHQ and all their staff that puts it on. There are so many other great organizations. We want you to donate to us, obviously. However, spread the love, spread the joy. There's so many places to do it. And you have, as of this time at 1:35 in the afternoon, another 10 hours to do it. So please, please, please be sure to give. We'll be back with more updates on St. Susan's Facebook page. It's at St. Susan's Center on Facebook throughout the day as we continue to further these chats. For our executive chef, Jessica Velasco, and executive director Sherry Rowland, I'm Justin Gould, and we'll see you back here in a little bit as we continue our Give Big CHQ coverage.